Welcome back to the KDL, everybody. Stay with me as Peter. We just wrapped up Showtime versus Live Sandbox for match number one. Now we're moving on to match number 2 today, Potential versus Sensation. Rookies against a team led by the Emperor Potential, the first ones coming out. Banana leading the charge.
Yeah, he has a classic signature pose, always coming in clapping. You gotta love it. And Potential as a team, although they are 1-3 right now in set scores, actually every single match was taken to an ace match. So they do have definitely the potential to start winning some sets. And if they do that against Sensation today, that would be a huge upset.
Yeah, but I feel like Sensation, at least this preseason 2 here at the KDL, they're looking so much stronger than they did just a number of weeks ago, with Hojin really returning to form now, one of the top racers in the Kart Rider Drift League overall, and Sensation just overall looking so much more powerful. You got to think that Potential might be stopped here from reaching that ace match if this one's going to go in a 2-0. I think it's going to go Sensation's way. Percent, Guard, Hojin, and Joker, one of the few teams to run a 4-man roster here. The confidence to not even have an item ace.
Yeah, I can see where you're going with that state. Sensation is definitely a team to be feared when you take a look at their roster. However, if you take a look at the prelim records, Sensation actually went all the way down to the ace match against Potential, even as of the season.
Oh, in the preliminaries, I was not aware of that. Wow.
So this is going to be a really close match. If Sensation manages to win 2-0, like you said, that would be a great showing of their current form.
Yeah, but Potential, just like many of the other rookie teams, have been so good in item mode. First victory achieved with Summer's fiery driving. Potential's main stage journey starts now as Summer, the speed ace on this team, struggled in ace matches for a very long time, but finally was able to break through. You see him right there, 5th overall.
Yeah, definitely doing a lot of heavy lifting as far as the average ranks go in speed so far. I can definitely see this one going close.
Wow, Potential Sensation. I'm sorry, but we will be the ones to make it to the postseason.
Yeah.
I admire the confidence. Potential right now sitting in 6th place with a 1-3 record. They only have, I think, 3 matches left to be played, including this one. So it would take, I mean, it is theoretically possible, but it would take a wild streak. They would need to win this match, and I think pretty much all their other matches to contest with the likes of Sensation and Aura to actually get that top 4 spot and qualify for the postseason. Meanwhile, Sensation right now sitting in 4th with a 2-2 record. 1 win away, or I should say they played 1 less match than Aura. Aura has 1 more loss than them. Sensation would love to solidify their position here with a win today.
Yeah, Sensation, they have a 100% win rate against amateur teams, and Potential is definitely one of those teams right here today. So they are looking to continue that streak and being a bit respectful. You can really see the confidence playing a role here, just saying fighting to their opponents.
Yeah, no trash talk needed here from Sensation. All class, smiles here at the desk on stage as they're looking confident, looking comfortable. Getting ready to go into speed, as Sensation have just been looking so good overall, not just in speed mode, but also in item mode. They've really shored up their game, almost a 60% win rate in both team speed and team item to this point here in the KDL.
Yeah, especially in the preliminary, Sensation did beat Potential 3-0 in speed, which is why we see Potential, when they got an opportunity, they chose speed priority, taking New York Rally for themselves along with Japan Circuit and Village Boom Hill Tunnel.
Yeah, Desert Construction Chaos and Winding Slopes, the map picks here for Sensation. So, we're at least going to see WKC Japan Circuit. Haven't seen it too much so far here in the KDL preseason in speed mode. And should we go to a map number 4 or a map number 5, Mine, Winding Slopes, and Village Boom Hill Tunnel will be those tracks. And I do like Potential picking speed mode here as their priority because, you know, getting that 1 extra map pick, it definitely helps a lot here in team speed against a team as proficient as Sensation, especially with, you know, the reinvigorated Hojin.
Yeah.
You need every advantage that you can get.
Sensation, they banned out both the WKC tracks there. I like the bans because we saw Potential instantly pick up a WKC track when it was available. But this first track is going to be World Tour New York Rally. Let's see if Potential can get a point on their own track.
And off we go. Match number 2 here today at the KDL Potential versus Sensation, starting team speed on World Tour New York Rally as we just watch these players continue to trade hands here at the top of the ranks. But Potential off to a very good start. I mean, Best, Wave, and Taman consistently battling these top spots, especially Taman there at the New York City Tour Bus doing some nice sweeping. See him zoning out Joker right now on the back rank.
Yeah, this is a super strong position, like you said, Stay. You absolutely want to corner your opponents into the 7-8, and Potential is doing that so far with Best, trying to contest that 1-2, making sure it cannot be held by Sensation.
Yeah, but Hojin is breaking away quite well here for first place. Best is going to try his best to pass him here. No pun intended. Is also Summer and Guard joining the fray. It's almost a little bit of a logjam here in the top ranks. I wouldn't be surprised if we had a little bit of some collisions here with some sweeping coming into the mix, as we have so many cards so densely packed. Hojin and Best, they are breaking away a little bit here.
Yeah. You can see the aggression come out from Best right now. He was trying to tackle out Hojin. It didn't work out, but now he was able to break into the line of Hojin, now taking first place. Wave trying to play support now to try to get the 1-2. It is Potential being really closely tied with Sensation. Guard and Wave both take huge collisions.
Yeah, so Sensation and Potential both taking damage there with Guard and Wave falling all the way down to position 7 and 8 right now. It's so close here at the top. Hojin versus Best for first place is the main storyline here, as Hojin with that long inner line able to take first place, and he has double blue nitro in the back too, so first place all but assured for him. However, the 2-3-4 finish for Potential will be enough for them to eke out a victory by 1 point here against Sensation, despite the heroics there from Hojin. The rest of Sensation's roster unable to break through in the middle ranks as Potential wins, excuse me, track number 1.
Yeah, it's definitely a tongue twister there between the two teams, but as you said, State, Hojin was making a run for the money. He was the hero for his team. Securing that first place, almost won his team the match. As you can see, it was 20-19, Potential taking it with 1 point lead. It was that 2-3-4 coming in at the last second that was the crucial win condition there for Potential.
Yeah, Potential with a clutch 2-3-4. If even one of their racers fell 1 position back, it would have been destruction for them here in track number 1, but instead able to win on their track choice is now Sensation. A little bit of pressure here against the very rookie team Potential to start things out.
They were able to beat them previously 3-0, but this time that plan has already been foiled. So it seems like Sensation really got to keep up with Hojin here. He really needs some support desperately going into round 2, because Potential so far, they are doing a better job with that.
Yeah, well, let's see if that story continues to hold true as we get ready to move on to track number 2, Potential versus Sensation. Potential up 1-0 right now as we move on to Desert Construction Chaos.
We have Potential leading 1-0 here in speed round number 2. We are in a 2-lapper track, and you can see once again the positional advantage for Potential looking phenomenal.
Yeah, Potential both in track number 1 and track 2 off to such a great start with, at least 3 players contesting top spots, and now it's a 3v2 with Taman, Summer, and Wave actually all in pole positions here. Guard is going to break through at least for a moment now.
Ooh, Taman.
Yeah, Taman actually, was that Taman who collided with the side of the wall? That's a lot of lost momentum going all the way from 2nd place down to 8th. So Sensation with a lucky break there.
Ooh, but another huge collision there is gonna set behind Sensation now. 1, 2, 3, 4 is really heavily contested. It's Potential having a slight advantage, but now Sensation coming right back.
You can see a lot of pressure on both these teams, both in track 1 and track 2. Some uncharacteristic missteps from both rosters. Again, once Hojin falls back there, takes that inner line a little bit too tight. Now Summer uncontested here in first place. At this point, it really feels like whichever team is able to tighten up the bolts on the ship a little bit will be able to have a better chance of making through. But for now, Potential in a commanding position is they're really capitalizing on the mistakes from Showtime in track number 1, or lap number 1, excuse me.
Yeah, Potential was actually sitting in 7-8, pretty much locked into that, but now with the breathing space they were given, they're able to solidify a nice position, 1, 3, 5, 6. If they can keep Guard and Hojin locked down, if Best can sweep them consistently, that is the win condition here for Potential.
Yeah, Wave was doing a good job as well. Actually still remaining as he regains 3rd place of just zoning out Joker and allowing Summer to play his 1v1 here against Percent. Summer, of course, with a significant lead over that as Percent doing everything in his power to close the distance. But just looking at the Nitrous gauge, it is favoring Potential and Summer right now. 2 blue Nitrous in the bag. Percent now those reds converted into blues. T-Heater fills all the way up, but Wave, yeah, with a bad collision. Actually, man, so many collisions here. Like, it's like pinball coming through on these upper slopes of Construction Chaos, and now Sensation actually with all the momentum. It's them with a 2-3-4 spot. I don't know if Best is gonna be able to close the distance. That's too much room, Peter.
Yeah, absolutely. When Wave crashed into the wall, it was all members of Sensation just passing by saying, hey, let us through. We're coming in for that 2-3-4-5, and they won with style in this round number 2 with the team domination.
Yeah, but what a clumsy one, I feel like, from both teams. Very chaotic, a lot of pressure, a lot of... I mean, you can see them really battling for every possible angle they can take, and you know, that leads to some situations where you have racers colliding with walls or maybe clipping a wall and losing a lot of momentum, as it wasn't just one team, it was both teams repeatedly trying to take those aggressive lines and also trying to go for very aggressive body blocks because, you know, they felt like that would be the key to success. And at the end of the day, Sensation getting the better end of that trade will be able to tie things up 1-1 after track number 2.
Yeah, as you said, State, we saw a lot of high-risk, high-reward plays being made, and in first lap, it was Sensation that was on the back end of that, but when it came to lap number 2, it was Potential's turn to fall, and you can see some of those plays happening here right now. They were trying to go for the stops to ruin the opponent's lines, but they ended up destroying their own.
Yeah, first one that we saw there was Taman and then Hojin in the 1v1 for first place. Try to go in with that line and sweep a little bit, but colliding with a wall. However, Sensation able to redeem themselves there in lap number 2 and deliver a victory and tie things up 1-1 as we get ready to move on to track number 3, Potential versus Sensation. It will be raced on WKC Japan circuit. Here on Japan circuit, Sensation's Hojin currently holding the team speed track record. We'll see if he can continue that or potentially even best it. Off to a great start already here in second place.
Yeah, absolutely. 2-3-4 is a great position for Sensation right now. You can see Potential. They're really far behind, and it opens up a lot of room for Percent and Joker to look for the sweeps. And you can see now Temin running for it, trying to get into the top ranks.
Yeah, main story for me though right now is this battle between Hojin and Best here for position number 1 is you see Hojin doing everything in his power to hold on to it, and Guard also trying to support him with a little bit of sweeping because Sensation, they want to start to set up for that 1-2, and Best is doing a great job of dealing with this. I mean, a 2v1 against Hojin and Guard. I mean, Guard has stunned us with some fantastic sweeping earlier on in KDL Preseason too, so for Best to be able to continue to run away with this thing as he is, very commendable performance from him. And with Taman, Summer, and Wave in positions 6, 7, and 8, they have a lot of need for Guard to hold on, or Best, excuse me, to hold on to that position number 1.
As you said, Best has been trying his hardest to win the lines against Hojin and Guard, but he can't keep it up for too long. He needs his teammates to catch up, but so far, it's Joker and Percent winning against the 3 members of Potential in the sweeping role.
Yeah, and you can see just the war of attrition favoring Sensation right now with Best falling all the way down to 3rd place. Now Taman and Wave. Cavalry is coming in here for Potential, so there may be a light at the end of the tunnel if they're able to close the distance to actually lend some support, but you just see Best continuously trying to make something happen, and it's so hard in a 1v2 situation like this. I mean, he can go for whatever line he wants, but Hojin with a nice body blocking here, and then Guard running away with it. And should Hojin miss, I mean, Guard will be there to play the same role and allow Hojin to catch up.
Yeah, Best is absolutely looking to try to take rank 1 right now, but Hojin making sure to pressure Best whenever possible. Here's Best coming in with the inners, and he does manage to knock out Guard, but Sensation bounces right back, and it's going to be that trusty 1-2 punch that gives Sensation a 2-1 victory here for them.
Yeah, and that was a valiant effort there by Best. I mean, from truly the beginning of lap number 1 all the way to the end of lap number 3, it was a 1v2 between him, Hojin, and Guard. And that's just such a gauntlet to run for any racer. In a 1v2 situation, it would be so tough, but against 2 legends of the game in Hojin and Guard, I mean, that's a difficult task for anybody. So Sensation with some nice teamwork there, able to hold on to the top ranks. in that 2v1 situation, actually come through with a 1-2 finish, will win track number 3, and now it's Sensation on match point, up 2-1 here in speed mode.
Yeah, I mean, originally it was Sensation that we expected to see winning in speed mode, so this is no surprise that Sensation is managing to bounce back even on their opponent's track. And of course, round number 4 is going to be a track chosen by Sensation. They are definitely looking to close it out here in mind-winding slopes, so let's see if they can get a clean 3-1 sweep. Sensation with the momentum in their favor right now, looking to continue on their lead here with Guard and Percent, trying to go for the 1-2 combo.
Yeah, mind-winding slopes can be a very tricky track as well, so we'll have to watch and see what kind of sweeping plays come in on either side here through these narrow corridors. As right now, Sensation with 4 racers in the top 5 in a commanding position, and once again, Guard in the top ranks. You can see Hojin there down in position number 5, would love to start to close the distance, and once again, the same story as the previous track. It's best alone here for Team Potential, trying his best to fight against the gauntlet that is Sensation here. I mean, Guard and Percent are doing a fantastic job of zoning him out, and
yeah,
it's just such a challenge here. You just see these sweeps and these body blocks coming in, especially with Percent right behind him in the New York City tour bus, and looking at the minimap as well, Taman all the way behind in 8th place. I mean, that's pretty much a lock for him. It's gonna be so hard, even in time trial mode, to close the distance. So the pressure is on now for Wave and Summer to start to close the distance and, you know, work their way up to position 5, 4, 3, lend some support here for Best. Otherwise, Sensation's gonna be winning speed mode.
Best is doing really great right now, however, winning a lot of the body checks, but as you said, it doesn't really matter when you have Wave, Summer, Taman sitting at 5, 6, 8. This is looking like a pretty dominating Sensation victory here. 1, 2, 3, not even needed. They won this as a team.
Yeah, I mean, it's a short track, mind-winding slopes, and there isn't a lot of room for error there, so Sensation able to just consolidate their forces at the front of the pack, and once again, not even a 2v1, but a 3v1 situation there against Best, as his teammates lagging a little bit behind. Potential is going to now have to set their eyes on item mode to try to force an ace match here against Sensation, who pull away with a clean 3-1 win.
Yeah, this is definitely really concerning right now for Potential, because their core strategy was winning an item match and then sending Summer into the ace match. But given that Summer struggled so hard today in team speed, you have to wonder if Summer's on his best form today, because if they are able to force an ace match here, Summer would have to play against Hojin, who is absolutely on top form right now.
Yeah, Best certainly did feel like he was the best racer on Team Potential so far today. So should we go to an ace match, it will be an interesting decision whether they go back to their speed ace, their tried and true Summer, or if they try somebody new. But I mean, that's something that you can't really spend your energy now on thinking if you are Potential. You got to focus on the here and now, this moment. Get Banana swapped in there to play item mode alongside his old buddy Taman, and hopefully Potential will be able to come back here. But Sensation, so far in item mode, they've been looking a lot stronger here in KDL Preseason 2 as we look at the item track list. Sensation, of course, with item map priority here, will be able to pick map number 1, starting out on Shark's Wake. That will be followed by Factory Cogwheel Crush, World Tour London Night, and should we go to a track 4 and 5, Glacier Polar Halfpipe and Sphinx's Riddle.
And I really like seeing the bans coming out of Sensation. I feel like it's not very common that we see Village, Clock Tower Crossing getting banned out. A lot of teams prefer to pick that one up as their track number 5, but I like that they're able to admit that they as a team are kind of struggling in Clock Tower Crossing, and they just rather not deal with it.
Yeah, Sensation, just not a fan I see of the village tracks, and also the mine tracks for Team Potential. Are not a fan of those either. As a lot of fans here this Wednesday. More than halfway through the preseason now as we continue to gear up for the postseason, for the playoffs here in KDL Preseason 2. Sensation would love to get another feather in their cap and secure that top 4 position here with a win against Potential as we move on to map number 1 in item mode, Shark's Wake.
We begin our item round number 1. Potential looking to get a win on the board to take us to an ace match here. We're seeing Summer and Banana not getting any items to start with. Now they're picking up Water Wisps.
Yeah, Sensation already with a Thunderbolt as well in the inventory bag is nice. Expect to see percent hold on to that for the majority of this track, if not all of it here, heading towards the finish line. And Shark's Wake, one of those tracks that we don't see too often here. It's often banned out, one of these newer item mode tracks in the KDL preseason, and it's hard to see exactly why, because in terms of the way it plays out, it doesn't seem especially different from a lot of the other tracks that we have,
right?
But just something about this item mode meta with all these attacks coming in, I guess perhaps it's coming here into this finish line that so many teams, perhaps it's hard for them to find a winning formula that's consistent across games.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that's a great point, State, but we know that Sensation, they love first picking it for their item mode track. So hopefully Sensation is able to show us why. We see Hojun picking up a magnet right there. He's going to look to hold on to that because we're in the second lap percent. He does pick up a nice lightning, but take a look at the inventory of potential. There's so many wings.
Yeah, 2 Angel Shields in total right now. Actually, I didn't even see Banana down there in 8th place with 2 more Angel Shields. Yeah, that's a lot.
There's 4.
Yeah, Sensation right now holding on to 2 Thunderbolts themselves. So I want to see whether Summer or Banana decide to swap out any of these Angels. And yeah, Banana will swap out one of them now as we head into lap number 3.
Double Water Bomb.
It's a good Water Bomb, man.
Yeah, definitely going to set back the pace of Sensation quite a bit there. Gar also spinning out of control wave. He does manage to dodge the Water Bomb pretty nicely. He's holding onto a Water Wisp there. He's just going to use it to keep up his lead.
Yeah, and with 2 Thunderbolts now for Team Sensation, I mean, again, the Angel Shields are there for potential, but you got to think that Sensation might be able to find a window here coming into the final 500 meters. Now we have to see exactly how these Thunderbolts and Angel Shields get used, as well as the Nitrous here coming down into this turn right now, waving the lead. Angel Shield does get popped. Thunderbolts coming through. They are deflected. The Water Wisp connects, and actually Hojun with a ton of speed on the outside, able to come through in an emphatic high five with his teammate. And he was pumped up with that victory. Sensation. That one went down to the wire, but they were able to get it.
Banana was positioning himself for a finish there, but he got caught out by the Water Wisp while he was using his Nitrous, and that was so crucial because it bought that room for Hojun to suddenly show up out of nowhere, kick back Wave and Temin, and that's what ultimately won Sensation their own track of choice.
And for Hojun, if I'm not mistaken, that was the Nitrous that gave him the speed boost that he needed, and we don't really talk about the builds too much here, but Hojun actually running 3.056 in item mode, so a total of 11 points into that Nitrous boost. You could really see that payoff there as he was flying across the finish line.
Yeah, that's a great point. It absolutely made that small difference that ended up giving Hojun that first place. And Sensation starting off with the win on item mode is absolutely what they want, because in speed, they started off losing it. And if they can win even while losing that first track in speed in 3-1 fashion, you have to imagine what it's going to look like in item now. It could be a 3-0 sweep.
Yeah, and this isn't the Sensation of KDL Preseason 1 that excelled in speed and struggled in item mode. They are much more well-rounded here despite keeping another 4-man roster, and we'll see if that continues to pay dividends for them here as we get ready to go into track number 2, Sensation versus Potential. Sensation 2 track wins away from securing a sweep here as we move on to Factory Cogwheel Crush. First time seeing a factory map here in item mode today.
Yep, we're seeing right now Wave. He's sitting all the way in the back. He managed to pick up a missile, which I'm sure that's not what he wanted. He was probably looking for more like a water bomb right there. Banana, he's able to shield that off.
With the barricades. I actually don't see barricades there that very often. It's a really funny little spot you got to weave your way through here as both teams baiting that.
That's a rare scene that we can see here in tracks like Factory.
Look at this. Guard and Joker for Sensation both already have Thunderbolts, and we're only, what, like halfway through? Not even halfway through lap number 1 here on Cogwheel Crush. So they might be starting to save up for a big wombo combo. And, if they can secure that critical 3rd or even a 4th Thunderbolt,
Yeah.
God forbid. That would be an insane play here for Sensation, but it seems like they are gunning for that.
I mean, that's exactly the type of itemization that Sensation needs in a 2-lapper track like Factory Cogwheel Crush.
They got
you
a
don't
third
have
one.
as much time to gather your items. So if you can secure 3 lightnings in the first lap, you already feel really good to go. And not only that, you're putting a lot of pressure on your opponent, team potential right now.
That's crazy that they have 3 lightnings on the field.
And potential, they are spinning out of control here before they even get struck by the lightning. So you can tell right now, alarm bells going off in the head for Team Potential, looking for some angels.
Yeah, they can definitely tell that items aren't being rotated quite as quickly here for Sensation. Although I gotta say, for Sensation, you would have loved to have one racer with 2 of these Thunderbolts. It's just not the way that it shook out. And then you can have, 2 different racers that are setting up to cross that finish line as best they can. Instead, it's probably gonna be Taman right now holding on to double Nitrous. Does use one as he wants to try to close the distance here with the upper ranks.
If only item mode played out like a book, right? You want it to go ideally, but sometimes it doesn't, and that's the variance that you have to deal with. So far, it's Summer leading. He does fall behind, but he's holding onto a Nitrous. As long as his teammates can protect him from a lightning, it could be possible for Potential to try to finish it.
Yeah, but I don't see any Angel Shields in the inventories at all here for Team Potential, so we're gonna have to see how this one goes. Wave right now, he is the leading racer. He has 1 shield in the back and a water balloon. 500 meters out right now as the Thunderbolts will start to get popped here.
There's 1, there's 2, and there's 3.
So much momentum lost here as Banana with a magnet was able to close the distance a little bit, but Joker from the outside is able to finish despite the Hail Mary play there by Banana. I mean, Magnet, one of the best items in the game to regain that acceleration and regain that momentum after you get hit with a critical item like a Thunderbolt. So Banana, the item ace here for PO with a correct read, but Sensation just had the ultimate setup in terms of gear there, and they are now up on match point 2-0 here in item mode against Potential. Potential might not get another ace match.
Yeah, we were discussing it during the match. Really, the only hope for Potential there was to find an answer to the triple lightning, but when you're starting off with 0 Angel and you're looking for an answer to a triple lightning, it is pretty hard to get that, and we can see that Sensation off of that was able to secure a 2-0 so far here, and the next track is going to be their own selection, so we could very likely see a 3-0.
It could be. You're looking again at the finish line as all these Thunderbolts are about to pop, and you can see all these individual shields getting used to try and mitigate the damage, and Banana, I love this play from him where he just tried to regain all the momentum that he could. Also a water balloon connecting with a player there from Sensation, but the magnet alone, not enough speed to cross that finish line ahead of Sensation's players. Would have needed a Nitrous or something else, but I mean, you can brainstorm about what the perfect combination of items would be, but once you actually get into the game, it is so hard to actually make those things come to fruition. You can't imagine how these things are going to shake out. It's what makes item mode so complicated and so difficult to play as we head to match point here. Track number 3, World Tour London Night, Sensation versus Team Potential.
Sensation looking to close it out cleanly with the 3-0 here in item round 3 as we see Hojin. He does slow down and manage to pick up 2 Nitruses. I do like that because Hojin could now use that to propel forward.
Yeah, and since this is a kind of relatively long 3-lapper here, I just want to talk very quickly about the standings and what this means for Sensation. Is if they are able to get a 3-0 win here in item after winning speed mode as well, that's not only going to help them a ton in the round differential part of their standings, but they're going to go up to 3-2 and really solidify their top 4 spot here in the KDL preseason. This might be, if they're able to secure this sweep, their ticket to the postseason. It's certainly going to be a critical part of that story, regardless of the outcome. So a lot of pressure here on Sensation. Potential, although they aren't a team that's close to the top of the standings right now, this win for Sensation, it matters a lot.
Absolutely. As we take a look, or took a look, that is, at the face cam of Percent earlier, we were able to see how happy he was with smiles all around. And Sensation as a team, they looked really just well composed, knowing that they're about to win a really important match. And so far in the second lap here, they have a great chance as once again, they picked up double lightning. Their opponents do have 3 Angels, however.
Yeah, double lightning's good. The Angels should be able to mitigate it should PO decide to hold on to those throughout the rest of this track.
Right now, we see Temin and Banana trying to lead the charge, but they are sitting on Angels, and they don't want to cycle that through unnecessarily. So you see Banana kind of falling behind, saying, all right, guys, listen up. I'll be the one protecting you guys. You guys use the Nitrous and the Magnet to try to go for some crazy plays.
And we actually have a lot of different racers holding on to not only Nitrous or Double Nitrous, but Nitrous and Magnet as well. So the speed coming out of these racers is going to be absolutely insane. Really the only aggressive items that we have right now heading into the latter parts of lap number 3 are these lightning bolts. There's only one water wisp and one water balloon here for Taman. And okay, here we go, 400 meters left.
Right, but now it's Percent leading the charge. Sensation coming in as a 3-man army. There was no chance whatsoever for Potential there. Sensation, they managed to clean it out in 3-0. What a dominating win.
Yeah, with having so many Nitrous in the bag, there is Sensation. Pretty much everybody on their team ran with either 11 or 12 points into their boost. I mean, Percent, Guard, and Joker all with 2.066. Hojin with a 3.056 build. I mean, that was the perfect setup for them in terms of items. It really played to the strengths of their carts there on track number 3 as Sensation with a very dominating 2-0 sweep over Potential. I mean, Potential, they have been resilient throughout this entire KDL preseason. They have consistently been able to force out ace matches, but Sensation, they say we don't even need to go to an ace match today to secure our win. We got speed, we got item mode, we got a 2-0 sweep, and now we are solidly in 4th place here in the standings.
Yeah, as you said, Stade, they are definitely feeling happy now. They did build a pretty significant lead over their main competitor going to the postseason in Aura. And not only that, they were able to win very convincingly today, 3-1 in speed, 3-0 in item. And I must say, it's a bummer for Potential to go down like this, because now this is the first time they weren't able to force an ace match.
Yeah, I mean, it's a bitter loss for Potential. Despite them having a really hard start to the season, you could always see that the games were close. They were able to force out a lot of ace matches, even against very good teams, but Sensation is just looking so strong right now here in KDL Preseason 2. It's no surprise that they are on their path towards a postseason berth should they continue to play like this with a 3-1 win here in speed, 3-0 in item, and just really stunning stuff from them through and through.
Yeah, and one important thing to know here is that Sensation, they've already played against Lift Sandbox and Seongnam Rock. So 2 teams that are really strong contenders for postseason right now. In Aura and Guangdong Freaks, they are yet to face them. Those will be the next matchups, and it will be really hard to secure a win in such a strong matchup like that. So as we discussed, State, winning against Potential today definitely bought them that breathing room.
Yeah, absolutely. Having both a win ahead of Aura in the standings for 4th and 5th place, and now a very large set differential advantage as well, is going to be huge for them moving on in the standings as we get closer and closer to that postseason, now beyond the halfway point here in the KDL Preseason 2.
Yeah, and I think one of the things that we always consider really important as we get closer to that postseason mark is the actual form and the teamwork between the teams. Because sure, you might have won like 4-0, let's say, earlier into the season, but if all of a sudden a meta shift happens like an item and all of a sudden you start losing a lot, then it doesn't really matter because your form going into postseason is what matters. And so far, I feel like definitely Sensation is showing up on the stage. They're saying, we are a team that have a better chance than Aura.
Yeah, it feels like their chemistry has improved a ton from KDL Preseason 1 to now Preseason 2. And on top of that, also Hojin, the speed ace. In KDL Preseason 1, you could see that a little bit of rust was still being shaken off. But coming into KDL Preseason 2, I think starting today, he was, what, like rank 4th or 5th, or maybe even higher than that overall in team speed average standing. So Sensation just across the board stepping it up. They're better in speed, they're better in item, they're better individually. They're looking like a force to be reckoned with.
Yeah, I mean, how can you beat this team? The only time that they went down here so far was up against Seongnam Rocks, of course, which is a team absolutely doing phenomenal right now with 0 losses whatsoever. And they took another loss against Lift Sandbox, but that was in the ace match against Neil, so you can't really knock too much credit off of them. No,
they're looking very solid. And guys, we're going to go to a short break. When we get back, Seraphic versus Seongnam Rocks for the final match of the night. You don't want to miss it. See you in a few minutes.